Alrighty boys, welcome back to another step-by-step video. Now today's video is going to be on Gridlock. Now I haven't done one of these in a while, but long story short, the reason why I decided I wanted to do Gridlock is because I kind of wanted to go back and forth with the Nomad video and the Gridlock video, like kind of like have them like pretty spaced close apart to each other, if that makes sense. And the reason for that is because Nomad and Gridlock are actually very similar when it comes to being operators that are like, I wouldn't say that are necessary, but they do a lot, if that makes sense. Like they primarily are going to be focused on flank watch. However, a lot of the time you can use their abilities for other uses as well. Now right here we're going to get started with a really easy kill on a spawn peeker. This guy was a little bit too over ambitious with that spawn peek, thinking that I wouldn't look over there to kill him for free. Now, one of the main reasons that I really like Gridlock is for the Super Shotty. Now, Nomad doesn't actually have access to the Super Shorty, which makes Gridlock slightly better in regards to soft destruction. So on maps like Cafe, where Nomad, in my opinion, has a better gadget, I feel like you'd probably run Super Shotty just because of the fact that you can get open those roof hatches really easily and smoothly, if that makes sense. Now, what we're going to see here is that there is a vigil that's going to be on the Cafe double door here. I'm going to go and just hot drop the hatch here. Now, the reason why I'm able to do this is because my teammates were droning and telling me that the vigil ran over towards bunk side. So all I need to really do in this position is prevent this vigil from running back to site. So I'm holding a cutoff point right here, and I'm gonna go and actually kill him on one of the rotates that he made himself through a impact and get ourselves a very easy kill. Now typically when I do flank watch, and I don't really do this that much anymore, but I used to put two gridlocks on flank. I feel like this is a good way starting out. These days I don't really put two on the flank anymore, but I do think it could be a good way for you to pretty much make sure that you're not messing up your flank watch like Gridlock track stingers, and making sure that you're able to set up a really good push in general and make sure your teammates feel comfortable by placing two down. Now right here we're going to do something a little bit different for the rest of this push. I'm going to drop bomb top arcade. The reason why I'm doing this is so that way my ace can pick up the diffuser, and then I'm going to go ahead and rotate over to that control hatch that I opened earlier in the round. The reason why we do this is so that way we can work a pincer maneuver for initiation bomb site to get a bomb plant behind the pillar in this position. So I'm going to go ahead and peek the hatch. I'm going to end up catching myself a free kill on Doc in this position. And then if I had extra gridlocks, I would put some on his door right now, and it would be essentially GG's. However, since I don't have gridlocks, I'm going to go ahead and just toss a drone down. Ego challenge the hallway. Legion's going to be there. I got audio for him. I'm going to swing aggressively to secure the round. Pre-aim head level, by the way, whenever you're taking a swing like that, because when it's a 1v3 position like that, the last guy is most likely not going to crouch peek you because he needs to be fast to be able to win the round, if that makes sense. Don't get me wrong, if he is crouch peeking you, you might whiff or you might have to flick to get the kill, but if he truly wants to win the round, his philosophy should be to go fast, which means that most likely he's going to be standing, and if he's crouched, it probably means that he's not trying to actually win the round. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are also the type to think about the behaviors of the enemy team that you're playing against when you are actively playing. I like to think of like, what's the best play that somebody can do while I'm actively playing against them, because it helps me try to like narrow down what's the likelihood of them being like crouch, or what's the likelihood of them playing like a pixel angle, or maybe what's the likelihood of them ego challenging me. Like, you know what I mean? You got to think about the little things. You got to think about the entire position as a whole, like numbers advantage, not numbers advantage, you know what I mean? What type of angles are available. If you think about all of these things, the game becomes a lot easier to play. Now right here, we're going to go ahead and get started on a Skyscraper round. We're going to gridlock top black. Now the reason why I do gridlock on this specific bomb site is because gridlock's really good for staircases. Now right here, I'm going to accidentally shoot one of my teammates. But after I shoot one of my teammates, I'm going to go ahead and swing over towards Shrine in this position. The reason why I like to swing it from that angle in particular is because it's a lot harder for the enemy team to actually contest you on that specific angle, because they have to swing it a lot wider to actually be able to kill you. So it's a great off angle in my opinion for Shrine swing at least. Now one of the things that is going to happen here is my teammate that was over by my T with me that I shot earlier is going to actually die to Frost in this position, which tells me that Frost is going to try to walk up through Dragon to try to swing me for drum. Now right here I get a little bit of audio that somebody's below, but nobody's actually actively flanking, which means most likely that audio is going to be somebody actually contesting me from T, looking for a flank onto me. So I'm going to go ahead and get a free kill on an Echo there that happened to make it past Dragon into T, and then this Frost is going to go ahead and challenge me aggressively on the same angle as earlier. And since we caught each other pretty much at the same time, it's just going to be one of those situations where he's going to go ahead and crouch peek into me, and I'm going to pre-fire his angle to get myself an easy kill. And then there's going to be a guy next to this mini bar right here. He's going to end up actually crouching next to this doorway, and I'm going to go ahead and just get a very easy pre-fire to get him for free. And then this last guy, Doc, is going to be drum side. My teammate's going to go ahead and refrag me after I get inevitably flanked once again from a dragon side flank. Now these days when I play Gridlock, I don't actually put 2 traps on each staircase anymore for the flank watch. I actually will only put 1 these days, and the reason why is because these days I'm more comfortable playing a flank watch operator. But one of the things I'd recommend is that if you are very comfortable with only putting 1 Gridlock trap on the flank, what I would do is have those 2 extra Gridlocks, use them for potential ways that you could get swung from other positions. So like you can use them to clear out angles that people might be looking to swing you aggressively for. Right here we're going to go ahead and get ourselves a free kill that one of my teammates was pinging for us for Big Tower. A good example of like what I'm talking about would be like if I were to toss a Gridlock right at this doorway right now, even though it's not like a great Gridlock for like flank watch or anything like that, it might prevent me from getting ego challenged on this doorway by somebody that is looking to play aggressive. Like here, right here is a good example. I'm going to toss this Gridlock down. Technically on paper it doesn't do that much for flank watch, but it's going to prevent people from swinging my back stairs to swing me aggressively. Now right here I'm going to get another call out. One of my teammates, as somebody is on the stage double door, he's going to swing me aggressively, but I'm going to go ahead and get myself a very easy kill onto him. And there's actually going to be a warden on back stairs. Now a lot of people like to do this where they like to like ego challenge for the back stairs control, but the idea that you do to win in this position is that you look to abuse the long angles in these type of rounds to try to kill the people who are looking to swing you aggressively. Now what is going to end up happening here is the warden's going to go ahead and try to walk up the back stairs. He kind of has to in this type of position because he needs to look for a pick. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it far, and he's not going to be able to kill any of my teammates because we're going to go ahead and actually watch it. And then I'm going to go ahead and swing down the back stairs to look for the kill onto warden right there and get myself a very easy kill. The last guy in this position is Doc. He's going to be highway. My teammate's going to go ahead and flood in through bunker and get himself a very easy kill to secure the round. Now next up, I've got 2 clips that I wanted to share with you guys over on Villa. Now something that I always do during prep phase on this specific map, the enemy team is statue, and even if they're not statue, if they're aviator or they're downstairs, this drone spot is actually really good where you place your drone on top red. Now the reason why we put it top red is because it gives us a lot of information for 90, red stairs, we got aviator door, we have statue door, you know what I mean? There's a lot of info that we get just from that drone alone. And then right here, what we're going to be doing with Gridlock is the idea is that I want to go to the windows for master, and I'm looking to play an upside down rappel cross through the head holes. Now, technically, it's not like the best position to play in the world for making the play, but it is a position that I do think that needs to get played, and I feel like Gridlock is one of those operators that does make it very doable to actually play the position outright. Now, what I mean by that is, like I said earlier, you're going to be wanting to use your Gridlocks to prevent people from being able to wide swing you. So right here, what we're going to be doing is we're waiting for the Goyle fire to clear. We're going to get on the rappel, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to pop a nade over in closet just to get rid of the utility on it. Now I'm going to go ahead and get onto the window here. The idea here is I'm going to be playing this upside down rappel angle for the long angle through the head holes, and I'm going to go ahead and get 1 free kill over by trophy on a Frost. I was looking to ego challenge it. And then the reason why we have Gridlock here is because we're trying to get Gridlock set down for the master doorways thing. We're going to go ahead and kill a guy that tried to look to ego challenge me, and I'm going to go ahead and get myself 1 very easy kill right there. This actually allows my teammates to just go ahead and flood in at this point. So I'm going to get off the rappel. Goyle's going to go ahead and just charge in at this point. My mistake here was not putting another Gridlock on that doorway after I killed the Legion, which actually enabled that guy to be able to actually play up for the flank in that position. Now right here, I'm not going to go for the revive on my teammate because I need to take advantage of the chaos right now to actually go ahead and get more flank watch down for the statue bomb site plant. So we're going to go ahead and Gridlock off statue door. We're going to go ahead and Gridlock over trophy, and then we're going to go ahead and look for a default plant. And as we look for that default plant, it's pretty much GG's on the spot, but my teammate's going to go ahead and kill the last one to secure the round. Now in this next round, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when the enemy team doesn't ego challenge you and you're just going to have to jump in for master. Now typically, like I said, I do think it's required to have somebody on these head holes. By the way, the other reason why I really like Gridlock in this position is because when you run nades with Gridlock, you can get rid of all this utility that's on the master statue doorway, basically. And the idea here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to peek over to his first, and then I'm going to go ahead and use a Gridlock here. This is going to burn to my discs. Now, originally what my plan was going to be was that I was going to toss a nade at this doorway right after burning that on my disc. However, I decided since we have a Flores, I should let Flores use his drones to actually get rid of the bulletproof and the shield. It would just make a lot more sense overall because it would be a lot smoother for our overall push if Flores got his utility out there instead of me using my nades, because I could totally use those nades for something else, you know what I mean? However, what's going to end up happening is he's going to go ahead and Flores out that utility, so I'm going to go ahead and toss 2 Gridlocks towards the master doorway. Like I said, our goal is to prevent people from being able to swing that doorway to kill me onto this window, and we're going to hold that long angle cross. Now right here, what's going to end up happening is nobody's going to really look to like challenge me on these head holes, so it's going to be pretty much like useless for me to be actually playing here. We're going to have to look for some kind of play where we just jump in and look for potential kills inside a statue. Grim's going to go ahead and Grim out the statue doorway right here. Doc's going to swing the head holes, but he's going to go ahead and go back into cover to reload. I'm going to go ahead and use that as an opportunity to jump in. I'm going to go ahead and kill the Doc that was challenging me. We're going to use our last Gridlock for the trophy statue, like walk-in basically, and then we're going to go ahead and kind of just chill in this position. We're going to pop a nade for the wall here to clear out the close wall. And then right here, I'm telling my teammate to hold my master swing, just so that way I don't get flanked in this position, because the idea here now is that since we're deep in master, at any point in this push, we can actually go ahead and look for an ego challenge for into statue in this position and try to look for some kind of plant. But what I'm going to do here is, since my teammate's covering me for master door, I'm going to go ahead and get on my drone here. I'm going to check to see if anyone's playing close. My teammate's still holding him, which is great. This actually opens up a play for me to be able to challenge this guy aggressively. He's going to go ahead and crouch peek into me, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot his head off right there. And then we're going to go ahead and pre-fire this guy looking for the refrag on the statue door. At this point, it's GG's. I just have to rotate in and look for the plant. My teammate's going to get the last kill and we're going to secure the round. But hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe.